Welcome in, internet friends. It is so good to see you as always. I'm just doing a recorded live today for you because I wanted to get some information out, and my day has just been completely hectic once again and just so crazy busy. But I want to go over a few things with you. I want to go over my post that I made earlier. I want to go over the video that I made about Daniel basically saying Jack and Lily weren't sick, yet he had no interaction with them that morning, supposedly. And I want to say the question that the RCMP detective asked Daniel was the perfect question. Why? Because the way Daniel explained, the detective said, "Hey, come sit in the car with me. Let's have a chat." The detective asked Daniel, "Was would you keep Jack and Lily home from school if they were still here?" And Daniel said, "No, they would have went to school if you know what I mean. If they didn't go missing, they would have went to school." Right there tells the detective that he had more interaction with Jack and Lily that morning than what he is saying. Because what we were told is Lily just basically opened the door a couple times, and he said he just, but supposedly they were sleeping, but the lock on the door woke him up. So, yet he knew exactly where Jack was playing in the kitchen, right? So I think he had more interaction with the two children that morning. All right, let's go to this post here about the blanket. Now, the blanket's odd too, because first we heard Janie saying Daniel threw the blanket in the trash. Daniel even admits it, says, "My mom told me not to fill the trash bag too full, as it's a 60-gallon trash bag. Two contractor bags together." And if you look at the trash bin that I'm about to show you is right under Daniel's waist. Daniel's what, like 6 foot, 6'1", something around there. Okay, maybe 6'2", tall person. So this trash bin's right under his waist. So if he was able to bend over, someone at that height would be easy to bend over at the bottom of the bin and rip the trash bag open, right? With a hand, because he said it's a hand that ripped it open. Now, if you were 5'8" and under, be hard, because if you're bent over trying to reach the bottom of the trash bag, which we were told it was at the bottom of the trash bag, but they're clear bags, so you could see the blanket in there. Okay, but to reach the blanket on the bottom is difficult for someone that's a little bit shorter, because when you're bent over, you're going to have to hold on with one hand to the trash bin, and you're only going to have one hand to work with, because if you're using both hands, you're going to fall head first in there because you're not that tall. Okay, you're not going to be able to reach it, so you're going to try and try and try. So how is somebody that's shorter able to bend over and rip through two contractor bags to pull out a heavy blanket? Answer me that question. Now, some are saying the blanket might not even have been in the trash bin. Well, might not have, because trash came Tuesday, correct? This was Friday, a few days later. So if this blanket was thrown in the trash a week prior, why wasn't it picked up? Why wasn't it picked up? There was supposedly no other trash in the trash bin. So this bag was just randomly skipped by the trash people and left in there, but everything else was taken. Now, from all this time, I thought it was just Daniel who threw the trash bag away, threw the blanket away. But now it's saying that Malaya threw it away. So maybe Daniel threw away one half of this ripped blanket and Malaya threw away the other half of the blanket. Joining those makes a whole blanket, just two pieces in the trash bag. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it wasn't thrown away at all. Maybe someone who was taking the kids, wrapped one child in one piece of the blanket and wrapped the other child in the other piece of the blanket. What do you think? I don't know. All right, we're going to go look at this piece of the document, which talks about Malaya throwing this blanket in the trash. Stay tuned. It's crazy. Malaya talked about Lily's LOL doll blanket and provided the following information, okay? It said Lilly had an LOL doll blanket, which is a name brand of a doll blanket that she used sometimes, dragged around with her. It was her blanket she used for sleeping before she got an actual bed set, probably like comforter and stuff like that. And she didn't want it anymore. So Daniel used it to stop the draft from the door that wasn't properly installed. Now, if you guys remember, we were told before that it was hung up in a window. Malaya took the blanket from the door because the weather was getting nicer, but yet it was freezing cold that morning and drizzling. About a week before, and she threw it in the garbage. Look, a week before, and she threw it in the garbage. So did Malaya just take one piece of the blanket, or did she take both pieces of the blanket? There was already a piece missing from it when she did that because Daniel ripped it off when he put it up. So Daniel must have ripped it and put it up in the window. So did both of them throw the two pieces in the garbage? Doesn't make sense, right? All right. Now we are going to go and watch Daniel's video of the blanket. And this will show you the trash bin and how it would be kind of difficult for someone shorter to reach all the way in the bottom of the trash bin and be pretty strong to grasp two contractor bags to rip this blanket out. Stay tuned. We are going to do this. There we go. Okay. And we are going to play this.
Like early in the investigation when police found a scrap of blanket on a nearby road.
I called it into RCMP when I realized it was a piece of a pink blanket found.
Yeah, there you go.
The rest was here in Martel's trash bin. That blanket, one of the only clues as to what happened to 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan.
A piece of blanket was also seized from a garbage bin at the end of the family's driveway.
Right.
Martel says it was the same blanket, but it had been ripped apart and thrown out.
I mean, it's mysterious as it is because the distance from the garbage bin to where the blanket was found is almost 1 kilometer.
I was actually told there was a piece of a pink blanket that was found up the road in a tree. And I said, piece of a pink blanket? Like, and I put 2 and 2 together. I ran out to the garbage bin and I seen that there was a hole ripped in the bag. And clearly there was somebody who went into the garbage or something went on with the garbage for a piece of that to be ripped out. Because usually when you look in the garbage bin, Daniel, and you see a garbage bag, usually it doesn't have a hand-sized hole ripped in the side of it.
That's interesting. Now, the pink blanket, when they told you about it, did they show you a picture?
The piece of the blanket? No.
No. Okay, no. So they just told you they found a piece, and you went to the garbage bin. And where in the garbage bin was the bag that had the other part of the blanket? Was it towards the top, in the middle, the bottom?
These were like large industrial-sized garbage bags, right?
Okay.
And Mom would always yell at me, you know, don't put so much garbage in one bag, because I would always make the bags like really heavy, right?
Okay.
And so I had the blanket was in a garbage bag, but there was another garbage bag that was inside, right? So it was like double bagged.
Interesting.
And you could see I keep wanting to say a hole that was ripped in the side from a hand that went down inside of it and pulled something out. But it looked to be like somebody put their hand in there and ripped it out.
Yeah, okay.
But
Now,
the
well,
bag, the blanket was still at the bottom of the bag, right?
Bottom
it
of
wasn't
the bag.
pulled all the way.
The blanket was still at the bottom of the bag. Okay. Inside this trash bin, which looks like kind of like a freezer, but it's wood. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. So imagine yourself, if you're a shorter person, it would be hard. Okay. I'm going to go back to that spot and show you where it's located at on him. Just give me a second.
Way out, it wasn't anything like that. So
was the trash bag in the bottom of the can or on top of like all the other trash?
I was.
You guys see this here? Where it's kind of cockeyed, where it's slanted down. Okay. It's slanted down, which would make it easier on this side if the trash was in this one. But this is right. So if he's standing next to it, it's right under his waist. I'm going to say like 43 inches, maybe, the height of this. Okay. What do you guys think? Comment below. I think it's about 43 to 48 inches. 43 is a weird, odd number. It's definitely higher than 3 foot, it looks like. Okay. It's made to hold a lot of trash, it looks like, about what? Maybe 2 contractor bags here, 2 contractor bags here, depending on how much is in them. But say you're a short person, okay? Now we know Malaya's 5'8". Daniel's what, 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", something like that. Okay, he's tall. So you have a shorter woman, okay, and she's got to bend over, okay. So her waist is going to be more so down here. She's got to bend over in here, and you got to go all the way down to the bottom, okay, of this trash bin. And also look at this. Does it flip back? Can it flip back? Or do you have to hold this when you're inside of that? So it'd be kind of hard for somebody, right? Like a shorter person, in my opinion, to do that. But a tall person, no problem at all. If someone his height holds that, the other arm got the strength, rips the bag open, bends over, rips the bag open, tears it open, grabs that piece of blanket, hauls butt down that road and plants it. Now, if you remember correctly, Malaya's family didn't show up until about 1:30 in the afternoon, okay? By this time, a lot of Daniel's family was there. Ron was already back, I believe, from town, helping Janie search. Justin was there, who is Daniel's brother, who was there when this blanket was found. Daniel had his brother record him to prove that this other piece of pink blanket was in the trash. So both pieces had to have been in the trash, because if he pulled out the other piece, so both pieces were in the trash. So did Malaya throw the one piece in the trash the same day as Daniel threw the other piece in the trash with Janie? That would make all three people on the property know about this blanket. But we were told Malaya was in the house the whole time with her family, correct? Most of her family. Janie said they were in there having a party and a good time, eating all her food. But what do you guys think? Do you think this blanket was ever in the trash at all? There's 3 people that knew about the blanket. Did anybody else know about it? Who took the blanket out? I think it was someone that was tall, Someone that could bend over, reach in there real quick and grab it. And it also had to have been done, in my opinion, like when everybody's there searching. Was this a distraction to get the searchers away from another area? I don't know. But let's continue to watch that video, complete it out, and then I want to show you the video I made. Stay tuned.
The garbage bag, that one big garbage bag, that was like a 60-pound garbage bag.
60 gallon.
And it was just, that was the only bag that was in there.
Oh, okay. So there wasn't any other trash on top.
No, there was nothing else piled on top of it or underneath it.
Nothing else.
So if somebody opened the bin, that's the first thing that they would see.
Yeah, they would be able to see the pink blanket in there. Yeah.
Okay. And so it seems like in the documents that it alludes that they showed you guys a picture and that you guys confirmed it. Was that, if you didn't see a picture, do you know if Malaya did?
I'm not sure if she did or not. I have no idea.
Another key thing that came out in the documents is this pink blanket that, has come up in other stories we've reported on. And the key thing about this pink blanket is that it was found a kilometer from the trailer where Jack and Lilly disappeared from, and it's perhaps the only physical clue in the case. So what's interesting is that Malaya's sister found this blanket along with 2 other family members the day the children were reported missing in the afternoon. And Daniel originally said that blanket was not Lily's. Malaya said the blanket was Lily's. Then Daniel suggested that the people who found the blanket planted it. So I spoke with Malaya's sister, Haley Ferdinand, who found the blanket, and she denies having planted anything.
We most certainly did not. And that's on everything I have, the person I am. I would not do that in the midst of, to obstruct a case for missing children, regardless if they're related to me or not. I would never.
So why do you think Daniel is suggesting that you planted it? He told that to me as well.
Probably because I was the one that was hot on his ass the whole time we were there. Okay. And he didn't like me from the get-go when I got there because...
Okay, so I want to show you the other thing that I made a video on today. And this is concerning, it's so ridiculous. How would Daniel know? How would he know that the children were not sick? Okay, that he would let them go to school. It just makes no sense. And if he thought that they were going to school on Friday, why are you turning the light on them at midnight, guys? That makes no sense. All right, let's remove this. And I am going to show you my video from today. All right. Let's see. Is this it? Let's see. Oops, wrong one here. It's right there, actually. Okay, well, actually, this is... Actually, I want to show you this, too. So this is the post that I made. I can find it here. Oh, no, we don't want that one. There we go. We'll make sure you guys can see that, okay? Too many tabs. Okay, so this is just talking about, I did some calculations, simple, okay. This talks about where if the trash bin was 48 inches and under, because it's a little bit under Daniel's hips. So if Daniel is 6'2", and under his hips should be 43 to 48 inches. Okay, I might not be exact, but, and then it just says I measured somebody that's 6'2", and I got around 43 inches. Anyways, it says now Malaya is 5'8". Now remember this, this person had to easily be able to bend and use both hands to rip through a contractor bag, unless they're pretty strong. They have a really good grip on there. Okay, especially from the bottom of the trash bin. Okay, this calculation is for a 48-inch trash bin. Result is someone 6 foot and above. A person needs to be approximately 6 foot tall or slightly taller to comfortably bend over a 48-inch trash box and reach the bottom to open a trash bag. Assuming they lean forward deeply to position their shoulder at below 27 to 30 inches. Taller individuals, 6'6" or more, would find it easier, while shorter individuals may need assistance or tools. Remember, tools. Daniel talked about getting his tools. If you have specific details, it asks me if, if I know their arm length and stuff, which I don't. And this one is done on the 5'8" person, which is Malaya. A woman would likely struggle to bend over a 48-inch trash box and reach the bottom, open a trash bag comfortably. I don't think I put in that it was double bagged either, guys. It says her arm approximately 24.5 inches in torso positioning, mean her fingertips fall about 3.5 to 5.5 inches short of the bottom. Even with a deep lean, okay, and it goes on to talk about the shoulders. And it says she might be able to manage by stretching her fingers, grasping the bag, or slightly tilting the box, but it would be challenging and potentially uncomfortable. For easier access, she may need a tool or a tilt to tilt the box or something, okay? And then it says it can provide details about the arm length. I don't know that. All right, now this is for a 43-inch trash bin with a 5'8" person. Can likely bend over a 43-inch trash box, okay, and reach the bottom to open a trash bag. But it would require a deep lean to get their fingertips with it. Now, that trash bin has a lid too. So can that lid go back? Do you have to hold it when you're going in there? There's all sorts of scenarios. But from this simple scenario, it would be hard for someone that was shorter. Just saying. Now I want to show you the video here. Oops. Share screen with this. Okay, we are going to go to my video I made today.
Point out a couple of red flags for you. First red flag is
turn up the volume real quick because I talk low sometimes. Make it louder. There we go.
Jack and Lilly, I'm about to point out a couple of red flags for you. First red flag is Daniel said that he didn't think Lilly was sick. Well, the only interaction that he supposedly had with her was her opening the door a few times. So how did he know if she was sick or if Jack was sick at all?
Yeah.
Now, they were supposedly had a cough the day before. Also, the second red flag, why would you turn the light on at midnight in two children's rooms? Why would you turn the light on in their room at midnight if you didn't think that they were sick and thought maybe they were going to school the next day? Then he talks in past tense about them completely in this entire video. I think those are big, major red flags right there, guys. Now, in the end part of this video, I'm going to talk about the RCMP. Basically, he asked Daniel, would you have sent Lilly and Jack to school the following day? Basically talking about Friday.
Great question, guys.
Daniel says, yes. I didn't think they were sick. Right there is a great question because that shows us that Daniel had more interactions with the children that morning than what is being told, in my opinion. Think about it.
Let's go and start from the beginning. You know, the kids missed school before their disappearance. A lot of people were looking at that in a suspicious manner. I know that they were seen on camera the day before they disappeared. So the fact that they were missing, as weird as it was, as far as the timing goes, doesn't necessarily mean something nefarious happened. But tell us, why weren't they in class?
Well, I know Wednesday they had what they call a PE day, which is, you know, kind of like an in-service. Mm-hmm. And so no children attended the school that day. And then on Thursday, Lily had a cough. And I really didn't know if Malaya was going to keep them home for Friday, but, you know, kind of turns out that she did. And when I woke up that morning, like, I wasn't expecting the kids to be home. I seen Lily poke her head into the room a couple times that morning.
Yeah.
And she didn't have a cough. She wasn't sick. Not like the day before.
Not like the day before.
You know, I wouldn't really have kept them home because they were kept home a lot because they.
That's the key right there. She wasn't sick like the day before. But the thing is, Daniel, you didn't have any interaction with her other than her popping her head in and out of the door. How the hell do you know if she's sick or not? How did you know that? The only thing I can think of is you did have more interaction with her. Right, guys? How would he know? Is he psychic? I don't think so.
They were sick a lot during the school year. But
allergies, or is this like
41 days?
No, they just had low immune systems, Daniel.
Okay.
I mean,
had
for like the first, I don't know, like 11 weeks of school, they were sick each week.
So again, in another clip, Daniel explains how a RCMP detective had sat him down and asked Daniel straight out, would you have sent Jack and Lilly to school Friday, talking about the day they went missing? Daniel says, yes, I would have. So how would Daniel know that the children weren't sick if he didn't even see Jack and he only saw Lilly for a brief second when she opened the door? There was no words said at all, guys. No words.
Nope.
She just opened the door a few times and basically he shushed her.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did he know she wasn't sick? Your thoughts below.
Let's get rid of this. So what do you guys think about that? I think it's a bunch of bull. I think they had more interactions with those children. In my opinion, all three of them know what happened to both of them, to Jack and Lilly. It's time to come clean. You guys leave a comment below, and I appreciate all of you for watching. Thank you, and have a great night. Yeah, that's crazy.